I'm Teacher Patty, and I'm a teacher from Options for Learning, and I read the story titled Count by Denise Fleming. And this story is about, you guessed it, counting. So the story has a lot of different animals, many that your child will identify and recognize. So it helps your child count the different amount of animals that they show on the page. So here we have a new and we have one new. So it shows the numeral, the number, and it also shows the image here of a shape is 1. So then it goes on to 2, and it shows 2 zebras, and it shows the number again, and it also shows the rectangles representing the amount of zebras, 2. And so it continues, 3 crocodiles, and it shows the number and the 3 shapes representing the amount. So I did like the story because it not only shows the images, which your child can recognize and count, but it also shows them the shapes here representing the amount. So it's representing the amount of crocodiles that are there, and then it shows the number also. So it actually has 3 ways of representing amounts, numbers, quantity. So this is a great way to introduce your child to pre-math skills. So they understand that, yeah, there's 3 crocodiles here, and they're starting to count the amount of crocodiles, but also 3 crocodiles represents an amount. You know, it's the number 3, and it also shows the 3 shapes there. So they start understanding, 3 crocodiles and the number 3, that means the same thing. 3 objects represents the number 3. So that's a great way to start, the pre-math skills, so they understand numbers and quantity and amounts. So I thought a fun activity to go along with the story count is to create, you can do a number book. That could be something you can do at home. You can just get a piece of paper. You can fold it, several papers actually. You can fold them. You can have your child draw on here and write the numbers that they count. That is a great way, making their own little number book, and they have fun doing it, drawing on there. Stickers, you can use stickers. So this idea, you can do a number book, like I said. That's a great way to introduce numbers and counting, but also you can do use index cards. So the idea I have here is use some index cards, or you can just use paper and cut the paper into that kind of shape, rectangular shape, because the idea here is to create dominoes. So I did that shape because the dominoes are rectangular shapes. So the idea I got was from the dominoes. So you're going to do counting with your child, but also writing the number. So we made little dominoes here, paper dominoes. So that's why I use the index cards. And you can just draw a line in the middle to represent one side and the other side. And you can have your child draw on here. And they can draw whatever they want. They can draw shapes. They can draw pictures. They can draw circles, anything, sun, flowers, fish, anything they want. So I just drew hearts. So this is just an example. Okay, and you have your child draw. Oh, wow, tell me about the amount of hearts you drew. And then you have your child count them. 1, 2, 3. So on this side, you're going to encourage your child to draw or write the number 3. So you're going to encourage your child to write the number 3 because they're going to start to understand the concept that this number that they wrote represents the amount that's on this side. So 3 hearts is the representation of the number 3. So they're starting to understand that the concept of number and quantity is the same because the 3 and 3. So that's one way you can, do this activity. Another way is to provide some stickers. The kids love to stick stickers. They love stickers. And this is a great way to develop fine motor skills also. So they can stick them anywhere on the side of the card or the domino. Even if they stick it on this side, sometimes they might think, oh, I'm going to stick it on this side too. And that's fine. They can do that. So they're sticking away and, the stickers. And then if they do stick them on both sides or draw on both sides, that's okay because it's still separated so they can understand that this side has a quantity and this side has a quantity. So you can have your child count the stickers on one side and count the stickers on the other side and still write the number. They can still write the number of the amount. So 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. So they'll write the number 4. And then how many do you have on this side? 1, 2, 3. So they're going to write the number 3. And you can help them. Of course, you can help them write the numbers because they might not be able to yet and they might not know what 3 is. Maybe they don't know what the number 3 is. So this is more geared towards the children that understand and know their numbers. If your child not there yet, just counting is the best way to understand math is just counting. So you don't have to introduce the numbers yet if they're not ready. You can just have them draw any images they want to draw. And it doesn't have to be the same. It could be a heart. It could be a flower. Maybe they want to draw a sun on this side. Maybe they want to draw another flower over here. Maybe they want to draw a fish. So you let them draw. And, like I said, if they're not there yet with writing numbers, then just have them count. Let's count how many, images you drew there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then let's count how many you drew on this side. 1, 2. So it's just a fun way to introduce math concepts, counting, identifying numerals or numbers for those older kids that are starting to understand that, understanding quantity. So they're starting to understand that this image, the 3 hearts, is the number 3. This number 3 represents the quantity. So they're starting to understand quantity. They're starting to understand that these are amounts. Once you count them, that is the amount. There's 3. Also addition, right? Because they're counting them. They're adding them together, especially if they have different images. They're counting, they're adding. You can even extend it for those older kids, and they can even add the 2 sides. So you can also say, 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side and 3 on this side. I wonder how many you have all together. So they'll count all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's a pre-addition or pre-math skill because they're starting to add. They're adding one side to the other side. And even if they don't get it right, that's okay. It's just learning that process, learning that concept of addition or counting, and just having a fun way, a different way of, writing and counting, not just on paper. It doesn't always have to be paper. It doesn't have to be on worksheets. Doing something fun like this, different. You can even staple them. They can become dominoes. Like I said, that was the original idea was the dominoes, but you can even staple them and they can make their own little number book here. So just have fun with it. That was just a little idea I had from the story Count. And I hope you enjoyed this idea. I hope you do it at home with your children and have fun with learning. Thank you for joining me. And if you'd like to see the story that I read titled Count, you can watch the video on the read aloud. Thank you. Bye-bye.